Good morning, football fans. The American, the only FBS conference in the country with 3 unbeaten teams, will see all 3 in action today. We'll start with a huge West Division matchup at the Liberty Bowl, where a one-loss Memphis squad welcomes undefeated and number 24 ranked Navy. The Midshipmen are 3-0 in American play and 5-0 overall. The Tigers enter the game an even 1-1 in the conference and 4-1 overall. Both head coaches spent parts of Monday gushing about the other's offense, and for good reason. Quarterbacks Zach Abey and Riley Ferguson have combined for 4 American Offensive Player of the Week awards in the first 6 weeks of the season. Ferguson took last week's honor after tossing 7 touchdown passes against UConn, leading Memphis to a 70-point total that had Navy head coach Ken Niumatalolo doing a double take. His counterpart, Memphis head coach Mike Norvell, was busy rewinding film after Navy's offense put up 48 points in a last-minute win over Air Force, displaying a plethora of looks from its triple option base and rushing for over 400 yards in its 3rd straight game, the first time in Navy football history that the Mids accomplished that feat. While Abey is 2nd in the country in rushing yards per game, Ferguson is 13th in passing yards. In fact, these 2 teams come into the game ranked 11th and 12th nationally in total offense, with the Tigers just ahead of the Mids, so expect fireworks early and often in this one. Kickoff is set for 3:45 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU. The day's early game will see Temple looking to move above 500 and even its conference record when the Owls take on UConn. The Temple offense got on track last week, enjoying its season high in points and yards in a road win at ECU. Quarterback Logan Marshy was a key reason why, enjoying his first 300-yard passing day. The Huskies come to Lincoln Financial Field looking to snap a 4-game losing streak. Still, the UConn offense has made dramatic improvements from a year ago, averaging over 400 yards per game better than last season. QB Brian Sheriffs leads the American in passing yards, while the duo of Nate Hopkins and Arkell Newsome in the backfield has given the Huskies a potent rushing and receiving pair. ESPN News has the game, which will kick at noon Eastern. For the 42nd time, Houston and Tulsa will meet, with the Cougars taking a 2-game winning streak into H.A. Chapman Stadium. Last week, Duke Catalan exploded for almost 180 yards on the ground, scoring 2 touchdowns in Houston's win over SMU. Meanwhile, Kyle Postma accounted for 3 TDs in his 2nd straight start at QB, while the Cougs defense clamped down on a potent SMU offense. Since 2013, Houston's defense has forced 137 turnovers, the best in the nation. The Golden Hurricane will look to avoid the turnover bug as Tulsa looks to snap a 4-game skid. Tulsa will lean on its running game, as D'Angelo Brewer has accounted for over 600 yards on the ground to go along with 7 touchdowns. Kickoff from Tulsa is set for 4 p.m. Eastern on ESPN News. 3 night games are on the docket, beginning in Orlando, where unbeaten and number 21 ranked UCF hosts ECU. The Knights are enjoying one of the top offenses in the country, pairing the nation's number 1 scoring offense with the 11th ranked scoring defense. In his sophomore year, Mackenzie Milton has seamlessly run the Knights offense, ranking 2nd nationally in pass efficiency while tossing 13 touchdowns. Defensively, Mike Hughes leads a secondary that will look to contain ECU quarterback Thomas Sirk. Sirk has already thrown for almost 1,400 yards in 6 games. Receiver Davon Grayson has over 500 of those yards, posting 200-yard receiving games in the last 3 weeks. Kickoff from Spectrum Stadium is set for 7 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. Just west on I-4, the Americans' 3rd unbeaten and ranked team, the number 15 USF Bulls, will come off their bye week to host Cincinnati. Overall, USF takes a 10-game winning streak into the game. If the Bulls can reach 30 points in this game, they will tie the NCAA record of 23 straight games with 30 or more points. While Quinton Flowers has accounted for 15 total touchdowns, running backs Darius Tice and D'Ernest Johnson have also combined for nearly 900 yards on the ground and 11 TDs. Defensively, Charlie Strong has led a resurgence, with USF leading the nation with 14 interceptions. Cincinnati will look to snap a 3-game slide while also meeting a ranked opponent for the 4th time in 7 games this season. The Bearcats will counter the USF offense with a stingy D-line led by Marquise Copeland and Kevin Muhan. The pair have combined for 9 tackles for loss this season. Offensively, Hayden Moore has directed the Cincinnati attack, already throwing for almost 1,400 yards to go along with 10 touchdowns. ESPNU has the action beginning at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. The lone non-conference game on the American docket kicks at 7:30 p.m. Eastern as Tulane looks to continue its resurgence when the Green Wave head to FIU. A win would eclipse the Green Wave's win total from last season and continue its momentum towards a bowl in head coach Willie Fritz's second season. Tulane returned from a bye with its best performance of the season last week, reeling off over 650 yards of offense in a 62-28 win against Tulsa. The Green Wave had nearly 500 yards on the ground. Dontrell Hilliard leads a triple option attack that has 5 players with over 100 yards. Quarterback Jonathan Banks is one of those 5, adding 4 touchdowns and almost 500 yards in the air. After dropping its season opener at UCF, FIU won 3 straight games before falling last week. CUSA TV will have the game, which will stream live on conferenceusa.com. Enjoy the games this weekend, and remember, we'll have power plays from all of the week's action tomorrow. Have a great day, everybody.